Hello and welcome to a Squadron 42 development update, looking at what Cloud Imperium games have been working on for Star Citizen's single-player campaign over the last few weeks, and what they're focused on now in November in the wake of CitizenCon. Squadron 42 has been announced as feature complete. It's now in its polishing phase. There is, however, still no release date. However, this is a major milestone, and a lot of Squadron 42 features are going to start being brought to the persistent universe now. Let's jump into what the monthly report said. AI content's focus was on reviewing the functionality showcased in the I Held the Line video showed at CitizenCon, specifically the Stanton's hangar, medbay, and new gym area. So the Stanton is the Idris that you will be spending a large portion of your time on in Squadron 42 Episode 1. For the hangar, the team concentrated on the visual quality of the deck and the utility crew animations. This involved fine-tuning their interactions as they go about their tasks, such as repairing and inspecting the Gladius. Moreover, AI content incorporated responsive behaviors for NPCs on the hangar sidelines. These characters now dynamically react to the player's actions in the cockpit, significantly amplifying the immense quality of the in-game environment. In the medbay, focus was on ensuring that animations transition smoothly and seamlessly. A new sat-up sleeping patient was also added to the medbay. The doctor periodically scans the patient to check their vital signs, which is part of the medical behavior system. While not directly related to Hold the Line part of this, some of the team worked on a new gym asset, setting up usable items like treadmills and dumbbells. NPCs will use treadmills for running exercise and lift dumbbells for weight training. So the way it says that is as if that doing any form of those exercises are more than just animations, right? Like, it will actually affect the muscles of the NPC or make them run faster. Which, admittedly, doing stuff like that in Star Citizen and just running around and doing things for a long period of time will affect your stats, it looks like. Running while carrying heavy objects for long periods of time will start to increase your ability to do that more effectively. Anyway, after doing those exercises, NPCs will return to their seats or sit down to recover before continuing their activities. AI features focused on gameplay functionality for a key combat encounter. The enemy now learns when the player exploits an attack pattern. Damage rates were increased and weapon cooldowns were decreased to ramp up the challenge over the course of the fight. The collision avoidance system was also implemented to allow the enemy to navigate around obstacles that the player can use in the fight. The team then made balance changes to flight tactic TPS queries so that the different tactics, pusher, strafer, and defender would feel more distinctive. They also continued to review cover usage, which generated numerous fixes for how NPCs find and move to cover, step out to fire, and exit, particularly when in defended areas. AI features are currently developing an all-encompassing test level for combat that will allow them to test all of the features together. They will then add various parameters and select different enemies with varying combinations of traits. This new level will be used to test combat consistency across the persistent universe and Squadron 42, and will provide a solid place to test improvements and bug fixes to AI combat and its related functionality. For example, ammo usage, mounted weapons, attack and defend areas, medics, accuracy, and stealth gameplay all being tested. The animation team continued streamlining combat animations, working on the skill level 1 takedowns, so the base level takedowns, I imagine, where you're sort of struggling to take someone down before you've done it a lot, as well as interactable animations in the environment. They're also working on the select animations for weapons and their malfunctions, continuing to capture animations where needed to complement scenes and locations, and working through the various facial animations for story performances and ambient dialogue. So this is a really interesting one as well. So we know that doing certain things in Star Citizen will make you better at them. So doing takedowns, lots of different types of takedown for a while, will make you able to do takedowns quicker, quieter, and more effectively. Is that also in Squadron 42? So if I do a load of takedowns in Squadron 42, is my character just going to be better at takedowns in Squadron 42? And if I then import my character from Squadron 42 to Star Citizen, is that knowledge already with them? Or ported with them, if you see what I mean? Audio implemented and polished sounds for I Held the Line. The audio team said, using our newly created multi-band compressor, we improved the weapon sound effects across all guns in Squadron. We also designed some more cinematic assets and provided Foley to key animations throughout the trailer. Audio code generated new tech that will bring Squadron 42's sounds to life and fixed any bugs that came to light. Gameplay features. They polished the new character customizer. They're working on skin texture and tone, freckles, blemishes, eyes, makeup, and much more. On the new star map front, the team worked to get markers and labels working correctly on planets. This involved enabling the magnetic cursor to snap to icons, implementing the search box, and a variety of smaller improvements. Work also began on a Squadron 42 specific front end, making it feel like an extension of the game world. It will feature a changing environment reflecting how far through the campaign players are and be populated with collected items. They also added a SimPod UI screen to allow players to select which simulation they want to play, seamlessly transition to it, and view how did you do screens upon completion. The social narrative team also supported the preparation for I Held the Line, including the landing and takeoff scenarios in the Idris hangar. The team said landing is something we've been focused on recently, including tactile deck crew interactions with both your ship and your fellow wingman, Old Man. Work was done on the NPCs repairing the landed Gladius, featuring new welding animations, inspecting the cockpit and refueling. These animations were layered on top of the systemic AI to move the hangar experience closer to the team's overall expectations. Away from I Held the Line, the team continued to focus on the Idris interstitials and Fortune's cross location. For example, they revised a number of medical room scenes. Previously, medical staff involved in a narrative scene wouldn't reference the fact that the player could be injured, so gameplay story provided level design with new content that addressed that issue, which involves the medical crew pausing at multiple points to tell the player to head to the healing station if injured. The narrative team spent some time finalizing content captured last month to get initial animations and audio passes into the game so they could experience the moments in situ. They'll continue to sync with the design teams to review the levels as that content is implemented. They continue their work completing the text requirements for the game. As mentioned in previous reports, this includes all message exchanges that the player will receive, both from gameplay and social messaging, reviewing mission objectives, adding Galactopedia entries, and looking at other environmental content to help sell the story and the feel of the various locations. The VFX team continued to work on several cutscenes along with the cinematics team. They also continued polishing effects for various locations, some of which were revealed at CitizenCon. Several improvements were made to existing weapons and gadget effects, while dynamic fire effects were polished for Squadron 42 and a future Star Citizen patch release. Boom! That's it for your Squadron 42 updates today and this month. Now, something really interesting here is we're going to start to see lots of stuff with Squadron 42 being talked about just with polishing. The game is feature complete, but a lot of those features need polish, and there's lots of other bits that they can improve going along. So that's going to be the focus over the coming months. I am hoping that we see a Squadron 42 release by the end of 2024. I'm hoping that we see by the middle of next year, a Squadron 42 release date come out, but it could be something they might save for CitizenCon. We'll sort of have to wait and see. I'm really interested to know what you're thinking of Squadron 42 sort of updates and developments here. Are you really excited for the potential of Squadron 42 being released in the not too distant future? Are you liking the fact that loads of Squadron 42 features are now starting to be very rapidly integrated into Star Citizen's persistent universe? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What is best in life? To crush your enemies? To see them driven before you? And to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Every month we've been giving away a ship for Star Citizen, but for November, to celebrate the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2953, we are giving away a load of different ships, each to a different person. The Avenger Titan, the Drake Cutter, the C-8X Pisces, the Mustang Alpha, and the Nomad. all great starter ships, but also useful for any fleet. They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. That's all you need to start playing Star Citizen. That's 5 prizes and 5 chances to win. Just comment on any of my videos made during November to be in for a chance of winning. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel via Patreon or the join button under my videos and then becoming a channel member. Please consider joining those fabulous people as well. It allows us to make daily content for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, delving into all the news, drama, development info, and gameplay that these games have to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.